I am sore, I am tired, I have paint in my hair, and I'm wearing the same pair of pants that I've been wearing for the last 2 days. Yeah, I guess we're starting out 2023 with just like kicking my freaking butt. Hey guys, what's up and welcome to my channel and happy freaking new year. Happy new year, happy new year. Happy new year, happy new year. Why are we starting off the new year with a weird rap? Nothing's changed, guys. So last week, I spent the week planning out a lot of projects, designing, and just thinking through some things that I want to accomplish in 2023. And I am so excited to share all of these projects with you guys. And I knew I wanted to start off 2023 with a banger of a project. So this week, I am going to be redoing the built-ins that are right behind me. And these built-ins are completely fine. There is nothing really wrong with them, but there is a reason why I don't like them and why I'm going to be changing them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started so that I can explain all of those things to you guys. So for the first time in 2023, let's get started. That's my good boy. That's my good baby. Okay, welcome to my living room with my perfectly fine built-ins. But let me explain to you why I don't like these built-ins and also what I think they do to this living room. So the ceiling height that I have in this room is 8 feet. It's a pretty standard height. So these aren't like weirdly short ceilings, but they're also not like tall and grand. And what I think these built-ins do is take my 8-foot ceilings and shrink them down even more because of where the built-ins stop. So because these built-ins don't extend all the way to the ceiling, I feel like it really like visually stops your eye where the built-ins stop. And also because I've got white shelves, a black wall, and white crown molding, I also feel like it creates a little bit of a disjointed, unpolished look for this room. So what I wanna do is get rid of these shelves completely. We're getting rid of them, we're scrapping them, and I am going to be building new shelves that actually go all the way to the ceiling so that it really draws your eye up and creates a nice polished, pretty look for this living room. As for the cabinets down below, I'm not going to be building new cabinets because these are perfectly fine, but what I'm going to be doing is taking the doors, adding some trim to create a nicer, more elegant look to the doors, and if I can, I'm going to also use the soft close hidden hinges to further create a more polished look for these built-ins. So what I have to do for the rest of the day is actually design this thing out. Even though I know I want these shelves to go all the way to the ceiling, I don't have all of like the nitty-gritty details planned out for this project. So I'm gonna get started designing and figuring out all of like the lumber and wood that I need to do this project so that I can go get those supplies and get started first thing in the morning.
So one of the main things I had to consider while designing out these built-ins is what I wanted the top of the built-ins to look like. I knew I wanted a light at the top, but that was about it. And I wasn't sure if I wanted the crown molding that's in the rest of the room to wrap around onto these built-ins. And as I was drawing this out, I realized pretty quickly if I added crown molding, that would limit the amount of space for shelves. So I scrapped the crown molding and gave these built-ins a sleeker look at the top.
Good morning, guys. Hello. Today, I'm gonna be building some shelves, but before I get to actually building the new shelves, I have to figure out how to get these old shelving units removed. I did think that these were just resting on the cabinets. I didn't think they were attached in any way, shape, or form, but somehow these shelves are attached to something, so they don't just lift up. How are you attached? Nope. No. And after I get these removed, I'm also going to go ahead and trim back the crown molding. Since the shelves are going to be going all the way to the ceiling now, there's going to be a section of the crown molding that I need to get rid of so that it's not in the way when I build these new shelves and put them in their place. So wish me luck, because I do not know how these two shelving units are attached. Great. Okay, so there are actually screws up here, and Is that a nail? That might be, that looks like a nail, but it might be a screw. And there's 2 screws right here. So the question is, can I actually get these screws removed? Oh! Okay, first one out pretty easily. Wow, that was shocking. These are like children's handprints. That's kind of creepy on a red wall. Okay, round 2. Okay, well, I did not anticipate that taking as long as it did. Had I realized this was going to take so long, I would have definitely done this yesterday, but I thought this was going to be easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. So now that I do have these all demoed and the trim out of the way, I can really visualize like what the new shelves are gonna look like, and I am so excited. It is going to make this room looks so much bigger. But that being said, it is 3:30. So by the time I get all of this cleaned up and get my tools set up and everything and get into like a building mode, I'm probably gonna have like 30 minutes to build before the sun starts to set. So I think I'm just gonna get started tomorrow. And also now I have these big holes that I gotta patch up anyway. So I've still got work to do today. See you guys in the morning. Okay, I found it. I need coffee because it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long, productive day. Yes! Isn't that right, Kitties? Don't be scared. Don't be scared by my enthusiasm. Okay guys, so we are gonna build some new shelves today. And you might have already noticed this, maybe you didn't, that my built-ins are not completely symmetrical because of the placement of the windows. So I am going to get started working on the right-hand side. Yes, your right-hand side. Perfect. I got this. And you might have noticed in my drawings and renderings that I am splitting the sections up. I personally like the look of this a little bit better. Also, having it split up, there's going to be another vertical visual aid that draws your eye up and then makes this room feel bigger and grander and all of that good stuff. I'm gonna double check all of my measurements now that I have the shelves and crown molding out of the way, and then head outside and build these first 2 shelves and then move them inside and see how those look. Let's go. Yeah.
So I realized I did not explain how I was putting these shelves together because just a little while back I did do another built-in video and I assumed all of you have seen that. Silly Miley! So for those of you that have not seen that video, to put these shelves together I made 4 pocket holes on each end of the shelves and then use those pocket holes to screw into the side panels. The only kind of funky thing about this build was that I needed the side panels to go all the way to the ceiling, but the top shelf or the top piece was actually 8 inches lower so that I would have room at the top for a plate where I would eventually hang a light.
Everything hurts right now. My back hurts so bad. Ow. Oh my gosh, guys. Building these shelves took some time. They took some time. I was having some difficulties because some of the boards are warped, which is not great. So I was having some difficulties making sure that these shelves are actually level, and I'm not really sure what happened, but somehow my measurements got off by, I think, like roughly an inch, because these shelves now come all the way to this edge right here. So for the last 20 minutes or so, I have been sitting around trying to make up my mind on whether I was going to take these shelves down, basically take them apart, cut them down by a little bit, and put them all back together. I have decided not to do that, and I'm just going to make these shelves match how far they come out to the edge. And it is nearing 4 o'clock, which means I have just over an hour of sun left. So I am gonna save those shelves for tomorrow, and I'm gonna work on framing these shelves and making them look nice. So I am gonna get to framing, and then I'm gonna go to the chiropractor. Good morning, yay! So this morning I am going to get this first side all finished up. I realized when I got to the top that I couldn't do the top framing because I hadn't made up my mind on whether I was going to do 2 lights at the top or 1 light. And I couldn't make up my mind on that because my lighting options hadn't arrived yet, but they did arrive later last night. So I'm gonna be going with this lighting option. It's like 23 inches long, and I think because both sides are different sizes, I felt like having 2 lights over each section would really highlight the fact that they are different sizes. So I'm gonna finish up getting this whole top section framed. I'm gonna do a 1.5 inch strip at the top, and then I'm gonna do 2.5 inches on the sides so that it pops out from the crown molding. And then I've also got a decorative trim that I'm going to put on the inside of the box to just like further add a little something to make the framing at the top look nicer and more polished. I guess I like that word because I keep using the word polished. So I'm gonna finish this up now. It's now time to build some more shelves for the left-hand side. I have a feeling this is gonna go a lot smoother than it did yesterday, and hopefully this doesn't take as long. I actually already have the side panel pieces cut down to size. I cut them down yesterday. The only thing I have to do now is cut the actual shelf pieces, and then I can start putting them together. The only thing I'm really nervous about is the fact that I have to build these 2 shelves to go so close to the edge of the cabinet so that it matches the same look that's on the right hand side. So I'm gonna have to double, triple, quadruple check all of my measurements while I'm building these things so that it's exactly 66.5 inches wide when the 2 shelves are together. So wish me luck, this is gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh, building these shelves was so much easier, and let me tell you what made all the difference. I went and got replacement bits for making pocket holes. I realized both the bit for drilling out pocket holes and the bit for screwing the pocket hole screws in place were very dull and very worn down, and it was making my life way more difficult than it needed to be. And once I got those replacement bits, everything went together great. So I guess this is just a reminder, if you build things frequently and use certain bits a lot, check them out and make sure you don't need to replace them.
Oh my gosh. Okay, am I recording? I am recording. Okay. So, it's looking nice. Everything is in place. So what I think I'm gonna do just to speed up the next step and make it quicker is go off camera and just do all of the framing, because it's gonna be more of the same thing on this side that was on this side. So I will be back tomorrow to work on these doors that are down here. Okay, guys. Here's my dilemma for the day. I am getting a very, very late start. I went to get coffee with a friend. It turned into an all-day thing. What can I say? I'm a talker. We all knew that. So I now have very, very limited sunlight to work on things. So I have to take a pause on finishing up these shelves, even though they are practically all done. I just have to do all the cleanup stuff. But what I need to do is go outside to get started on these doors. And the look that I'm going for on these cabinet doors is faux shaker doors. And what I got to achieve that faux shaker door look is 1/4 inch medium density MDF boards. They come in sheets of 2 feet by 4 feet. So what I'm gonna do is cut them into strips of 2.5 inches, and then of course cut them down so that I can frame out each door and give it a faux shaker door look. So what I'm gonna do is quickly run outside, get those boards cut down, and then I can come in here, get these doors removed, and get those boards all attached, and then continue on with some other stuff in here for the night where I have light. Let's go! Not sure why I did this to myself. Okay, so those doors are all done, and now they just basically need to sit overnight so that glue can really dry, and then I can get to priming and painting them tomorrow. So what I'm going to do for the rest of the night is get these shelves officially done, and they are all done with like the framing and the actual building, but what needs to happen now is I need to get them cleaned up. So I am going to be adding spackle or plaster to all of the little nail holes. Also, I like to add that to the gaps in between all of the boards. And then around all of the edges, I will be doing caulk. And then the other thing that I have to do to clean up these shelves and get them looking nice is adding pocket hole plugs to all of those pocket holes that are on the underside of all the shelves. So I'm gonna get to work, and I will also see you guys in the morning. It is painting and priming day, priming and painting day. Woo! But there are a few things that I have to do before I get to priming all of these shelves and painting, because there's some things that I forgot to do yesterday. I wonder why. It is not because I got started at 4 p.m. and was slightly rushing. That's not it. I regret nothing. So the two things that I forgot to do, the first thing that I forgot to do is get crown molding put back up in between the two shelves above this window right here. And of course it is raining outside today, so I'm gonna huddle under my deck and get that stuff cut down. And the other thing I completely forgot to do, and forgot that I wanted to add this to the built-in, is adding beadboard that's on the back of the shelves to the front of the window seat to just give this more of a cohesive look between the shelves and the window seat. It's gonna be a long day, but I am determined to get this whole thing painted today. Let's go. Okay, so I wildly underestimated how long these built-ins were gonna take to paint. I have been painting for 6 hours now, and I only just got done with primer. This is not fun. This is awful, actually. I'm gonna get started painting these shelves, and you guys are gonna be shocked. I'm painting this black. If you're new to my channel, I paint a lot of things black. This is not a true black. I wouldn't even consider it a black, but I did a little bit of research and they do consider this color or shade in the black family. This is Iron Ore by Sherwin-Williams. It's more of a very dark charcoal gray or a very light black. It also depends on the lighting in the room. So a lot of times this will look black, but other times it might look more in the charcoal gray family. So I'm gonna get started because I have a lot of work to do.
So I'm officially naming this project the Paint Sprayer Appreciation Project. I am currently looking for a paint sprayer and I've been doing some research. I just haven't made up my mind on which one I want to get yet, but I really wish I would have just gone ahead and bought one for this project because this was awful. So if you have a paint sprayer you like and you recommend, let a girl know.
Okay, good morning, guys. I'm pretty sleepy today, but we're gonna power through. So, my plan for today, I do have a little bit of a first coat of paint to finish up on the left-hand side. Basically, I got done with the shelves last night at like 12:30, and I had been up since 5, so I just was done once I finished the shelves and figured I could finish up that little section in the morning. And my plan for today is to prime and paint the doors while simultaneously off camera doing the second coat of paint on all of these shelves. And if I get done painting the doors in a reasonable amount of time, I am then going to work on adding all of the conceal hinges to the doors. And I've never done conceal hinges, but I just got this jig from KREG that pretty much lays everything out that you need to add conceal hinges. Instead of needing a drill press, you just need a plain old drill. But before I get to any of that, I am gonna paint. Let's do it. Hello, I am doing much better today than I was yesterday. It was a struggle bus. So today, it is time to finally finish this project. I've got to hang some lights up, I've got to hang some curtains, but before I get to all of that, I do have some touch-up painting to do, mainly on the edges of the doors, and it's going to be much easier to touch up the edges of the doors once I get them actually installed. So now I finally get to use this fun KREG jig and do some concealed hinges. But the other thing that I am more excited about is this other jig that I got from KREG. It helps you install the cabinet doors, and if you've ever tried to install cabinet doors by yourself, you know how much of a pain it is. So I'm actually more excited about this jig than I am about this one, but the thing that I'm most excited about for today is actually decorating these shelves and finishing this project. Okay, this I'm pretty sure I set to 3. I think that's right. Yeah, we will see. This is gonna be messy. Oh my gosh.
Installing the hinges and doors was super easy. I was a little unsure at first, so I drilled and installed the first door just to make sure everything was good. And the best part about concealed hinges is you can make all these micro adjustments so that the doors close exactly how you need them to. And just like I thought, the jig that holds the doors in place while you install the doors was a serious game changer. And from there, I could add handles, and instead of going with normal cabinet handles or knobs, I added ring pulls to the middle of the doors. I thought this gave the doors an overall more sophisticated look. And that is it. Holy moly, this project was so much bigger than I thought. But I said I wanted to start off 2023 with a banger project, and I think I did just that. I feel like I can't even put into words how much this new built-in has totally transformed this room. Everything pops in the room in such a different way, and it is so much better than I even pictured it would be. This also gave me the polished look I was going for in this room, and even though this new built-in is all black, this room actually feels so much bigger because the shelves extend all the way to the ceiling. And although I still have some projects to do in this room to totally transform it, I think this was a great start to the room and the year. I hope you guys liked this project and video. I know it's been a while, but I hope it was worth the wait. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!